Hey guys, it's me, and today we're going to be talking about which works for weight loss, diet, or exercise. If you've been following along, then you know that I talk all about living an active lifestyle and making sure that you eat healthy too. But in this video, we are going to really focus in on how both of these things work together when it comes to losing weight. Stay tuned, because I'm about to get into my best tips yet. Before we can answer the question, which works best for weight loss, diet, or exercise, we have to first break down what each one is and how they contribute to your overall health. Let's start with diet. Your diet includes everything that you consume on a daily basis, including fruits, vegetables, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. What you decide to eat will impact your energy levels, your mood, how well you sleep, and yes, even how much you weigh. This is because when you eat, your body converts that food into energy. And if you eat more than your body needs, the excess energy is stored as fat. So if you want to lose weight, it's important to make sure that you don't overeat. Instead, try focusing on eating plenty of nutrient-dense foods like lean protein, fruits, and veggies. These will keep you full longer and help you make better food choices. All right, now let's talk about exercise. Exercise is any movement that gets your body from one place to another. It could be walking, running, swimming, biking, strength training, or even dancing. When you exercise, your body uses energy. That means that you burn calories. Exercise also helps to build muscle, which in turn burns more calories at rest because muscle tissue is more metabolically active than fat tissue. Muscle tissue requires a lot of energy to maintain itself, and so it actually helps you burn more calories even when you're not working out. So now that we know what diet and exercise are, let's talk about how they work for weight loss. When it comes to losing weight, diet and exercise play two very different but equally important roles. In general, it's recommended that you get at least 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic activity per week, like brisk walking, and do strength training exercises that target all major muscle groups twice a week. Now, when you follow these guidelines, you're burning more calories during your workouts, building muscle, and improving your metabolism. At the same time, you want to make sure that you're eating a balanced diet full of nutritious foods. By doing both of these things, you're creating a calorie deficit, which is necessary for weight loss. But let's say you can't exercise as much as you would like, or maybe you don't feel like exercising at all. Is it possible to lose weight without it? Well, yes, it is, but it's definitely harder. You'll need to follow a very strict diet to make sure that you're taking in fewer calories than you burn. The problem with this approach is that it's tough to stick to a restrictive diet long term, and many people eventually go back to their old habits and end up gaining the weight back. On the other hand, let's say you're someone who loves to exercise. You think that you can just eat whatever you want and still lose weight because you're working out so much. Well, unfortunately, this isn't the case either. No matter how many burpees you do, your body will eventually stop burning fat if you aren't giving it the nutrients that it needs. This is because when you exercise, your body breaks down muscle tissue, which releases proteins called myokines that travel to your liver and tell it to slow down fat burning in order to protect your muscles. If you're not eating enough protein, your body won't have the raw materials it needs to repair those broken down muscles, and they'll start to waste away. So no matter how hard you work out, your progress will eventually stall. To lose weight effectively, you need to find a balance between diet and exercise that works for you. But when it comes to choosing which one to focus on, there are a few things you should keep in mind. First, think about your goals. How much weight do you want to lose, and how quickly do you want to lose it? If you want to lose a lot of weight quickly, then you may need to focus more on your diet than your exercise. On the other hand, if you're in no rush and you just want to improve your overall health, then you may want to focus more on exercise. Second, consider your lifestyle. How active are you now? Do you have time to exercise regularly? How much do you enjoy moving your body? If you're not very active now and you don't see yourself changing that anytime soon, then it may be harder to find the motivation to stick to an exercise routine. In this case, you may want to focus more on your diet. However, if you're already pretty active and you enjoy staying that way, then you may have an easier time sticking to an exercise routine than a diet. And finally, remember to listen to your body. How does your body respond to exercise? Do you get injured easily? How does your energy levels after a workout? If you find that you're constantly getting injured or that you're always exhausted after working out, then you may need to focus more on your diet. However, if you're able to exercise regularly without any problems, then it may be worth pushing yourself a bit harder. There are so many different ways to lose weight, so it's important to find what works best for you. Some people will have success with one approach, while others will need to try something else. There is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to losing weight, so don't be afraid to experiment until you find what works for you. Another thing you should know is that the scale isn't always the best indicator of progress. You may be working out and eating healthy, but you might not see the results you want right away. That's okay. Just stick with it. It takes time to change your body composition and to build muscle. And as you continue to work hard, you'll start to see changes in how your clothes fit, how you feel in your body, and even in your energy levels. So don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just keep working hard, and you'll eventually reach your goals. That being said, there are some people who will never reach their weight loss goals because they're focusing on the wrong things. For example, let's take someone who is overweight and wants to lose 20 pounds. They might start by going on a low-calorie diet and exercising more. However, after a few weeks, they start feeling tired and hungry all the time. They might start skipping meals so they can stick to their calorie goals. However, this ends up backfiring because they feel so hungry that they end up caving in and eating junk food. They might even feel so guilty about cheating on their diet that they give up entirely and go back to their old ways. Someone who has this mindset will never reach their goals because they are focused on short-term solutions rather than making sustainable lifestyle changes. This is why it's so important to focus on making gradual changes that you can stick with for the long haul. No one is going to lose weight and keep it off if they don't make sustainable changes. So if you're trying to lose weight, focus on making small changes that you can stick with for the long term. Make sure you're eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, and most importantly, listening to your body. I hope this video was helpful. Remember, you don't have to choose between diet and exercise to lose weight. Both are important and work together to help you reach your goals. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. And if you'd like more tips on how to lose weight and keep it off, check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.